Welcome. My name is Mari. I'm from Finland, from venture capital fund called Icebreaker. We are 140 million pre-seed fund. So if you have pre-seed companies in the crowd, please go to our website and apply for funding. I will talk about growth hacking because it's very close to my heart. I actually hated the whole hype word quite a long time, but then I decided to basically own the word in Finland and now scaling that to Nordics and Baltic. So I kind of grew on it and now I love it. But my problem with this is that usually it means something like this. So it's a very meaningless small thing in the corner of marketing. So basically it could be called performance marketing, but people want to brand all things with cool names. So like nowadays performance marketing is 99% called growth hacking, but that doesn't make any sense. My background is affiliate marketing, so I kind of like grew to build my own things by hand. I started my career in '98 when I was 12. I made a awesome website for my favorite game, Fallout 2, which is still my favorite game because I'm very old school. And then I started to get money from these websites. Usually they were very weird, super viral websites. I lobbied some traffic to from 4chan. We can talk about that later. Very weird things, but I grew on building things myself. I did that for 10 years, and then I started to switch my career more to consulting. I found myself in consulting big companies that don't really want to do anything you say to them. They pay you money, quite a lot if you do analytics and stuff like that, but nothing really happens. And that was very frustrating. But then I found myself in startups, but still I was stuck here usually. In marketing, and from marketing you usually can't do anything about product. So if your users absolutely hate your product, they will churn and you have absolutely no way to fix that issue. Then fortunately, I started to, in 2016 summer, basically I'm a very lazy millennial startup individual who absolutely hates cleaning. So I started to order cleaning services from Fresca. And then I ended up as head of growth because I loved the service. And this was our situation in January 2017 when I joined. So basically we had 700,000 annual recurring revenue, pretty good small business, right? 2 countries open, Finland, Norway. We got a small funding, 1 million, headcount was 30-something. Then I did growth hacking in my way for the whole company. And 2 years later, this was the result. So our annual recurring revenue was 13 million. We opened up Sweden. Our headcount was almost 1,000 individuals working in offices, cleaning, so on. And we raised over 12 million A round, which is not much for tech company, but home cleaning company, it's quite good money, right? And this is how I did it. So, success factors of Fresca's growth, why I succeeded as head of growth of this company. Mandate, process, and culture. So first of all, mandate. Do whatever grows this company was my mandate when I joined Fresca. Your main KPI is revenue. You can do whatever it takes to grow this, well, revenue. And literally that means everything. And this is the problem with the usual definition of growth hacking. If you are stuck in this meaningless, boring performance marketing silo, like in the corner of marketing. So you can't grow the whole company, especially if it's a cleaning company, because this is what the company looks like. There is marketing, which means in cleaning company case that you need to get clients to order the cleaning service. But you will get stuck very, very easily if you don't have the cleaners to do the actual job. So the talent function is the second, or actually it's the most important function, but like from the perspective of funnel of growing that type of business is the second stage. So yeah, then you need to figure out how to get 800 cleaners fast and train them to clean in Nordic standards, which is not that no-brainer itself, because you need to, well, bed sheets and everything, like it's actually quite complicated and interesting. Then you need to keep these both parties happy, so you have hundreds of thousands of clients, and then you have hundreds of cleaners from 80 different countries, massive diversity. You need to keep everyone happy, so, well, customer care and cleaner care is the next function to keep the retention at healthy level. And then you need to, well, then we go to the small tech thing of this kind of business, that you can optimize a lot of things, such as cleaner logistics, how much they are using different things at home, what is the order at home, how they are cleaning and stuff like that. But if you start to optimize like a very kind of like no-brainer things in super old industry, you can pay cleaners bigger, like higher salary than the union average is. So there's a lot of things you can do. And then it goes around and around. So you do marketing, you get clients, then you do recruiting, you get cleaners, keep both parties happy, fix the product, go back to marketing, and it goes on and on and on. This was where I was at. So I was middle of everything, optimizing like whatever needs to be optimized right now to grow this company, grow the revenue. And that is, well, only place where you can actually do such an impact. So the mandate is very important, to have full mandate to fix everything, go through the company all the time. How did I do it? Combined with analytics, obviously, but more interviews, like speaking to people in the company, and also speaking to cleaners, speaking to potential clients, current clients, going to Market Square in Finland and ask, like, why are you just not like buying home cleaning service? Because it wasn't obvious for Finns that you will buy a service that means it's not home cleaning for Finns, right? It's letting immigrant into your place when you are not there to do something that includes touching your dirty underwear, right? So it means a lot of trust that you need to figure out. Then the process. So then we go to like a little bit away from this, I don't know, human part of this. Well, you set up OKRs. So basically my main objective was grow revenue any way possible. But then you split it up into smaller sections. You have the client section, client acquisition and the retention, right? Then you have cleaners, acquisition and retention, which countries in Europe, Philippines, how can we get people from Philippines to Finland and Norway and Sweden, so on. So, and then you document everything to kind of like build this playbook of growing this type of company, so you can open up new countries, apply for funding and so on. So the process, kind of boring. My like, at this point, usually I'm asked for like, what kind of tools are you using? Google Spreadsheet was my most important tool to document everything, documentation in a systematic way. And going through this process over and over again. Cycle can be anything. It can be weekly cycle. For me, it was in most cases daily cycle, because at some point with this kind of like this kind of volume, I had, for instance, marketing budget of €1 million per country per year. So I put a lot of money on marketing and acquisition. So obviously you can do very quick iterations there. Analyze the revenue, like how can we, what can we learn from the current revenue to make more revenue, right? And what are the components of the revenue right now? Where do I need to focus on right now? And then you do it over and over again. You create hypotheses, like what are my best guesses to grow this company, you prioritize them, and you experiment. And do it over and over again. And sounds very simple. It's super hard for people, because people are naturally super afraid of failure. But in growth hacking, you only need to be interested about learning experiences, because there is no such thing as failure or succeeding. In a sense, all the tests are very valuable, interesting learning experiences, because if you do a lot of failed tests, you will eventually find out what works, right? Then the culture, so visibility of this process existing, creating trust in your company and teamwork, because you can't do this kind of growth alone. You, well, can't do everything alone in a cleaning company. You can't clean, you can't do the cleaner, recruiting, hiring, everything alone. So you need to collaborate with your team. This is one area where I usually have issues with companies that I help, that there is some people that don't want to collaborate because they are afraid of their own position or something. Usually it's shame, being afraid of something unknown. We are from caves, and if you went out from that cave, you got eaten by tiger, right? So we kind of have that mindset still in our lizard part of the brain. So visibility, make that visibility visible, like in practical. What I did was that I sent a weekly Slack message about what I do. Like, this is the revenue right now, this is what we are doing to improve it. And then I got people involved, right? So if I needed to grow, let's say, cleaner acquisition, which was one of the biggest like issues at that scale, I talked to hiring department. So I talked to people and got them involved. And as an end result, people start to kind of like think about their own job from the perspective of iteration. So we had a lot of like very traditional blue-collar recruiters that started to think about like their own job, their own role and function, like from the perspective of iteration. So instead of just like doing tasks without like thinking about, does it make any sense? Should I change something? Am I tracking any numbers? They figure out the numbers themselves, like what they should track in their role, and that made my job so much easier. And that is the culture part I try to build in early stage companies. Obviously, culture builds from the hires. So, well, to get this kind of numbers, our product was amazing. And to make this kind of amazing product, you need to, like in our case, care about the cleaners. So one very important factor on our like very healthy cultural development was that all the early hires, at least, they really, really wanted to make the best possible company for cleaners. So it was very easy to get them engaged in the growth, because it meant that we can provide more meaningful jobs for cleaners all over the world. It was very, very like keeping my millennial like word pain happy kind of factor to do something like that. And that was really like within the whole company, and our numbers were amazing because of that. Better retention, LTV, both cleaners and clients at the best like at some point our cleaner churn was like 4%. The European average is 60 something. So like the numbers were amazing all the time. It's very easy to grow a very, very good product. But obviously in this kind of case, the thing to figure out is how to make people believe that we are a really good company, because no one trusts the cleaning company at the beginning. But you can figure that out. For me, it took 9 months. So you need to trust the process and continue the iteration. Our biggest growth happened during 2 months because of one video campaign. If you're interested to see it, you can find it from Fresca Finland YouTube page. But it was basically one video campaign that really like unlocked the possibility of throw infinite money on advertising to acquire clients. So we grew from like a couple of million to plus 10 million ARR, like end of 2017 within a couple of months due to one very, very successful campaign. But before that, I was hitting my head on the wall very long time, 9 months before achieving this. So it really took the patience and basically trust in the process to like get there. That was my presentation. I hope that you kind of like started to think about growth hacking maybe from a little bit another perspective. It can be very efficient tool to grow your company at any stage, early stage, later stage. You can find me on LinkedIn, Twitter, or my website. On my website, there is a free guide to follow this process if you're interested. Thank you.